What's going on? I'm gonna play some more standard here. Ranking up slowly but surely, getting back up toward the diamond level. And we're doing best of 3, the Orhzov control deck. Let's see what we're up against here in a minute. Alright, I love this card, and I was very happy to get the swirly art on it. And actually, look at this. All the cards in my hand have the swirly art. Oh, so cute. This looks like a decent opening hand. It's a little bit slow, but the land situation is good. So we're going to keep. This will be our third land. This will be our first. This will be our second. Bankbuster on turn 2. And then these can be for later. Wandering Emperor is also a great card. Okay. So that means we'll do Hive on turn 2. This on turn 1. We're up against green-black so far. Could be a 3-color deck. We'll see. Yep, it is Sultai, green, black, blue. They foretold something. I'm not sure what. We can Bankbuster. We also got a removal spell here. So we have 2 removal spells, 1 control-based card that causes them to sacrifice a lot of things. We're going to start accruing card advantage with the Bankbuster. Alright, so Roof, the Realm Eater. Whenever a permanent an opponent controls is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on it at the beginning of upkeep if... I've never really understood this card. I've seen this card. I'm not sure if it's something I need to remove. Whenever an opponent controls is put into a graveyard, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Remove all of them. If you do, exile each other non-land permanent with mana value less than... Okay. So it's not an immediate threat. I think I'm going to let my tapped land come in, and then I can hold up Power Word Kill or the card draw from Bankbuster. Because this will kill that. Because this is a wolf. It's not a... This kills any non-angel, non-demon, non-devil, non-dragon creature. So I have removal for that if I need it. I could also just draw a card. I don't think they're going to be able to turn that on right away. You know, I don't think they're going to be able to put something into my graveyard. So I might just want to draw the card here. Okay, Field of Ruin, that's a good thing for them because they could kill one of my hives. We're going to draw a card. They've still got a lot of mana up. They probably are holding up a counter spell, I would guess. Again, I'm not really sure what they're playing blue for yet. Okay, Farewell is an alright draw. We really needed a land. Or not needed, we would have liked to see a land. I'm just going to pass. The nice thing about control decks is you don't really have to play something. You can wait and see what they do. So if they use up all their mana, then I can respond by flashing in the Wandering Emperor. Okay, discard. Okay, so they are going to get to put a +1/+1 counter on their Saroof here. So I think I'm going to get some more value out of this while I still can. Let's see what they do. Oh, counter target spell or ability. Okay, so honestly, that seems like a little bit of overkill. I was just going to draw a card, and now they only have 2 cards left in hand. So I think since they're all tapped out, it's time to respond and kill their Realm Eater. We actually don't need a white because we can get white with the Saga, and we've got 2 white to play Wandering Emperor or Farewell. Alright, they're definitely holding up. Okay, return. Oh, okay, so that's why. That's interesting. So that's why they were so willing to discard the crab. However, Invoke Despair is going to be quite strong there. And I've still got a couple of those left. Old Rustine. Alright. I've got 2 cards in hand. Oh my god, another Invoke Despair. That's nuts. Okay. So what do I have here? I've got 6 What does this do? When an ETB is middle of a card and a keep affiliate is okay. So they're holding up 2 mana. They could have a counter spell. I could have 2 left. Meathook Massacre's not great here because that guy has 4 toughness. I mean, I think I'm gonna. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go for it. If they have a counter spell, that's fine. They'll still only have 2 cards left in hand, and yeah, as you see, I've got plenty of despair to invoke here. Okay, they're going digging. Alright. Another Bankbuster. That would have been... I should have probably played the untapped land, because then I could have gotten Bankbuster down if I wouldn't have played the Hive, if I would have waited to see what I draw. That's a note to self for next time. Because I drew Bankbuster, and because I played the tapped land, which is fine to get out there, but like it would have been more efficient to play my Pathway, and then I could have actually put down the Bankbuster. So I think I'm going to get rid of Meathook Massacre. I don't really think I need that in this matchup. I think I've got this removal, that removal, that removal, and this could also be removal. Okay, so at some point we'll start animating Hive. So right now we have 8 mana to work with. This effectively costs 5. So, because it counts itself and then it costs 4 to animate it. They're only at 12, so animating that is not a bad idea. I could also hold up the Wandering Emperor to flash in on their turn. 4 mana though, so that's not going to quite line up. I could do that next turn. So I definitely think it's a good idea to get the Bankbuster down and see if they respond. They're clearly holding up some priority. Let's see. I don't really need to draw more cards right now. I think I will... Should I animate Hive, I wonder? How many do I have left? I have 5 left. I could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, I think I'm going to wait and do stuff on their turn. I'm going to flash that in and draw a card with Bankbuster. I don't think I need to start pressuring them yet on the Hive of the Eye Tyrant creature land. I think I'm in a decent position. We'll see. How many basic lands do I have left in my deck? 'Cause they might Field of Ruin on something. I have 2 plains remaining, 0 swamps, because when they Field of Ruin, I get to put a basic land onto the battlefield. But see, I have 3 hives, though, so they're not going to be able to kill all of them. Alright, so now they've got 2 cards in hand. I'm not sure how they get back into this game. So let's go ahead and draw a card. Make sure my mana got tapped right so I can still flash in the Wandering Emperor. And then I'm going to try to flash this in. If they counter it, it's not the end of the world. I'm so far ahead in terms of card advantage. Okay, the crab. That's fine. Alright, drew another one. Nice. So right now I have 8. Okay, so I do think it's time to 4. And then didn't I say this costs 5, right? 9. Yeah, 5. Yep. Okay, so that's what I'll do. I will animate Hive. They might respond with Field of Ruin, which is what it is. But they're going to do that at some point anyway. You know, that's going to happen. Okay, now I will... I guess I could use Hive to animate the Bankbuster. That way they can't... I think I will do that. That actually makes more sense. I'll crew Bankbuster. That way they can't... That way they're still going to take the damage, and they're going to take 4 instead of 3. And then if they use Field of Ruin on my Hive, that's fine, because it's already done its job. It's already crewed the vehicle. Alright, and then let's go ahead and attack. So this is a 3-turn clock if I'm attacking with Bankbuster. Power word kill. Okay. So that means that I should probably draw, I guess, to get more value out of Bankbuster. Probably. I mean, I'm so far ahead, it doesn't really matter. Okay. So that's good for them. I'll just go ahead and let this land come in tapped. So they're top decking right now. Kind of cool sleeve. I like that a lot, actually. Oh, we got another Bank Buster. Wow. Rocking it here. Okay. So they've still got the Field of Ruin up. I'm going to do my Bank Buster trick again. We could probably use white, I guess. It doesn't really matter. Okay. And we're going to do our little trick again. And unfortunately we can't attack with the Bank Buster yet because it has Summoning Sickness. But that's right, so that trick actually won't work. So they're going to eliminate Hive of the Eye Tyrant here. I'm pretty sure. That's what I would do if I were them. Okay. Let's see if they have a response. They do not.
I am the Emperor of Kamiko, and I will protect my
Okay, we
people.
get
Watch for
basic
intruders.
planes. Wonder why that guy's up there. Weird. Sometimes there's little glitches like that. Now I wonder if I'm going to draw that or if that's just a glitch. Okay, now they have 2 cards in hand. 1 card in hand. Alright. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. Okay, that's fine. We're going to respond by animating Hive. We're going to crew Bank Buster. Okay, that's fine. Could we crew another one? I think we could actually. Okay, good. So we'll have that coming tapped. We'll go ahead and attack for 7. And they're pretty much dead. I don't know. If I were them, I would have probably quit a while ago. So this is kind of a control-y deck. I'm thinking about sideboarding. I feel like that match wasn't close. I feel like I drew a lot of really good cards. So they're trying to cheat in these big creatures is what they're trying to do. Like graveyard cheating stuff. So let's see if there's anything I have that can do that. Exiling is probably pretty good because it doesn't go to their graveyard, so that should come in. The Farewell is also decent because exiling the graveyard could be relevant. I feel like I'm not sure about bringing in Duress. I'm not sure. I mean, they do have some non-creature spells, so it might be worth it. Meat Hook Massacre is definitely going out. I feel like Life of Toshiba Umezawa should also go out. That's not relevant in this matchup. That's really good in aggro matchups because it allows you to kill small creatures and gain life. So Bloodchief Thirst is okay. Duress is okay. Vanishing Verse is fine, although they did have a lot of multicolored permanents. I guess it goes good against the Crab. I could see going down 1 or 2 of those. I like Bankbuster for sure because this is like a control versus control matchup. Legion Angel's great. Sorin, Invoke Despair was good. Yeah, I do think getting some counter spells out of their hand is going to be pertinent here. I could even see putting in these Sisters just for pressure, but I don't think so. I think they're better against just like a straight control because this has creatures. Because I'd probably have to take out removal if I put that in. So now I'm up to, do I want to take out 2 Vanishing Verse? No, I still need to take out 2. I feel like I could take out 2 Vanishing Verse because they have so many multicolor permanents, and that only goes against monocolored permanents. Okay. Well, this is the kind of hand that you mulligan without even thinking about it. 1 land. Always mulligan a 1-lander. Now, this one is pretty bad as well. Technically, we have 2 lands because this is a land and that's a land. But we really don't have any early plays at all. I hate mulliganing down to 5. Okay, opponent kept a hand of 6 cards. This is tricky because the problem is we can't even play this because we don't have a white source, and I don't really like having that card. I sideboarded down to 2 of those, but yet I've gotten it in both of my opening hands so far. That's double white, that's double white. I don't think we can even keep this. Alright, well we can keep this and we've got some early interaction, so that's good. But the question is, I think we have to bottom a land. So that'll come in tapped, that'll come in untapped, and then we can check for traps. Or we could duress on turn 1 if we want to. Now, I don't know if we should keep... Wedding Announcement's a good way to kind of claw back into the game. I don't know if we should maybe take out... Check for traps, and I guess this is the best we can do. It's pretty shitty, unfortunately. I think we probably play this on turn 1 and then duress, maybe. Ugh, not a land. I was hoping we would get a land. Or we could play this. Yeah, I think we're just going to have to hope we can take something crucial out of their hand here. Okay, so they have the Realm Eater. Okay, go blank is good. That's going to be amazing against us because we don't have that many cards, and that doesn't matter against us. So taking go blank is actually really good here. So I'm not... we need to draw another land for sure, and if we drew another land, that'd be great, because then we could play Tainted Adversary, and then this would come in untapped, but if we don't draw another land, okay, that's a shitty draw. That's unfortunate. But I really think I made the right decisions. I think we're doing the best that we can, given 2 mulligans. I think we kept a good hand. I think we got an important card out of their hand. So now, really, if we're going to be in this game or not, it depends on if we draw a land next turn. I would say that if we don't draw a land next turn, the chances of us being able to like get back into this game are fairly low. Because they're so far hitting their land drops. The only good thing is they also don't have that many cards in their hand. Oh, geez, okay. Alright, so I can for sure get rid of this. And I don't want to get rid of that because I can play that next turn. So the question is, this ramps me up, which is good, but this makes me create some creatures and draw cards eventually too. Probably wouldn't draw cards. This one would add a land, and it would be a 3/4, which could block this. So I think I'm going to get rid of Wedding Announcement because this helps me get a land. But that's cool. Good for them that they drew another one. So we did not draw a land. Having the Death Touch creature out there is not terrible. They could use their removal spell on it if they want to, but that gives us another turn to potentially draw a land. But having missed land drops now, and they have 4 and we have 2, that's very bad. Come on, land. Okay. Unfortunately, it's a land that comes in tapped, so we're really going to have to try and claw our way back into this game. I mean, that's better than a non-land draw, but... Okay, so next turn, he's going to probably just March of Wretched Sorrow. And it's going to deal 3 damage to my thing. So I might as well attack, honestly, because he can just kill my thing next turn, and then that's going to pump up his thing. So, yeah. I can almost guarantee you he's going to kill that next turn, because then that's going to pump up his it's going to make that a 4/4. I guess it depends on what he draws. And I guess he could flash this back if he wanted to as well. This is an interesting card. The art is very psychedelic. Okay, so he drew a card. Alright. He's getting his graveyard going. This is like a Sultai graveyard deck. Alright, so... I think... Exile target tapped creature. We could exile that... and then hold back. I think we do that. We could claw our way back here.
Anyone who harms my people must contend.
I mean, they're probably going to kill the Wandering Emperor, but exiling something is good. Because they're probably going to use their removal spell on my guy, and then they'll be able to attack in. But basically, she functions as a removal spell, right? She was like a 4 mana, you know, remove this thing, and then distract them, or make them try to kill her. Like, she becomes sort of like a lightning rod for their removal. Actually, Invoke Despair really shouldn't be so great against this deck because it makes them sacrifice something, but because they have these cheap little tokens, they can sacrifice and it's no problem. Okay, so now they do that. They're going to kill my Wandering Emperor and probably hit me for 1. So I think they're missing their land drop too. So now we're back up to tied on lands and we're going to ramp up a little bit here. So that's good. All right. I mean, we might claw our way back into this game. It all kind of depends on what we top deck. So it's good for them that they're getting to make these treasures, though. So that's like really helping with their mana situation. We're still probably losing this game, but at least it's not like an all-out bloodbath yet. But I have a feeling they're gonna play something here that's gonna necessitate a response sooner rather than later. You may discard a card. When you do, return target permanent card with... So I think if I discard this, I can return it tapped. Oh, okay. I'll do that. Cool. Oh, I should have played the land first, because then I could have done that twice. Shoot. Okay. Well, that was my fault. I didn't realize that was an interaction that could happen here. Because I could have made more zombies if I would have played the stupid land first, but that was something I had never seen before. So see, because I still had 3, I could have paid 3 more to make 2 more zombies. But that's like I said, I didn't realize that this could get back Tainted Adversary. That's really cool. Okay, they're bringing back their slime thing. I need some kind of a... Let's see, would I have enough mana for Farewell? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would. Farewell would be a good draw here. I could remove all their creatures, their graveyard, everything. Oops, sorry. Looking good for them. Like I said, we need to kind of draw a Farewell here. Nope, that is not Farewell. Well. Not looking good for us, Adzor. They have the other art for Hive of the Eye Tyrant, which is also pretty cool. I like this one better, though, because it's like Dungeons and Dragons. Treasure token. Okay, cool. Probably let that die. But their graveyard is a resource for them, so... Ooh, they've got that one. That's their late game plan. And look at the cool art on that, too. That's awesome. And they got a lot of lands, too. They got back all those lands, I think, when it leaves the battlefield. Ah, okay. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to keep going on this one. Yeah, I really think that the Vanishing Verse is a bad idea to have in, but I'm wondering if there's even... I guess it might be better to do that instead. This just doesn't have enough targets, so... That was a bummer that we drew that in both of the 2 opening hands, so... Well, game 2 was kind of a wash, to be completely honest. That was... Okay, this is fine. It's a little land heavy, but this will be nice. I think this will get a good hit, I think. Love these sleeves. That's very arcane. Ooh, that's another nice draw. Okay, so we're going to play that on white. Next turn, we'll have the mana, because this is black and white, we'll have the mana for Skyclave Apparition. And then the turn after that, we'll go either Sorin or Wandering Emperor, depending on what they're holding up. Okay, they're milling and making me lose 2 life. Okay, so they've got a big boy in their graveyard now. So it says, then return a land card. Okay, that's cool. Alright, so the question is, yeah, we're definitely going to check for traps. That's our best play here. So they have removal for a creature. Removal for a creature. They have another Witherbloom command, which can destroy target non-land. Okay, that doesn't really matter. They have Otherworldly Gaze. They have the Overslime guy, which I can exile with Skyclave Apparition, and they have Mirrorshell Crab. That's the biggest threat for sure. So, okay, so yeah, they've got stuff that can remove creatures, but they don't have anything that can remove planeswalkers, so that's good. Whenever a land is put into your graveyard, yeah, I definitely want to get rid of that, because they can put lands into their graveyard, and when it leaves the battlefield, return up to 3 target land cards. So, yeah, I think the best thing to do is just kill this now. It's a problem for sure, because whenever it leaves the battlefield, he is going to get land back into his hand, but at least now he only gets 1. And now he's got a couple of unknown cards. I really personally dislike green-black. I don't enjoy playing it. It's probably my least favorite color pair out of all of them. He's not just playing green-black. He's playing Sultai, so there's blue in there too, but... I'm pretty optimistic about Sorin getting out there as long as it doesn't get countered. That would be great. Sorin can really take over the game. Okay. Hall of the Storm Giants. That's good. Now he still has some blue up. Probably a good turn to let Hive come in tapped, I think. I don't think I need to invoke Despair yet. I think I want to try to either get the Wandering Emperor or get Sorin out there. So let's attack first. Always give them as little information as possible, because now I know that they're tapped out. So that's nice. They have a 3/3, so that could pressure my Sorin. So that might make me want to wait until their turn and play the Wandering Emperor so that I can protect Sorin. I will do that. But overall, it was still very good that I got rid of that creature that they had. Even though it gives them a 3/3, that's not the end of the world. Okay.
Of battle.
Let's make a 2/2.
Guards, to me.
We know they have a removal spell. I'm tempted to minus her to kill that and then invoke Despair on them. And that would eliminate their board and help me draw some cards. I think I'll do that.
Until next time, then.
I don't think they have any counter magic because they've just got one blue up. They could play Otherworldly Gaze. Alright, so I get to draw some cards. Duress is good. I can even check their hand. See, that's why you sideboard. That is why you sideboard. Because Duress I don't play in my main deck. It's only good against... and I'll take the Power Word kill. It's only good against decks that... Well, see, the reason you don't put Duress in is because you could go up against a very aggressive deck. And if you're going up against an aggressive deck, Duress is just a waste of your time because you're trying to just survive. Like, if you're playing this sort of control-ish deck like I'm playing, your goal is to just survive and get into the later game. So he does have this big guy, which costs 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and he only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lands. So he will be able to play this, and this is a real problem. Like, this card is a card that can just win the game by itself. Yeah, and he's got it now, which is annoying. I hate this card. Gains indestructible. So he can sacrifice the serpent to make this indestructible so that I really can't interact with it, which is really annoying. I don't know if there's actually going to be a way for me to beat this. Because you really, what you need actually is you need 2 removal spells. How did he get that back? What did, oh, okay. So here's what happened. He was able to find this. And if I would have had Duress, then I could have gotten this out of his hand. But he found that, and that's a reanimating spell. So he found that, and he reanimated and got the Serpent out of his deck. So even if I was to target this, he could just sacrifice one of these. And every turn, he makes a new one of these automatically, which is annoying. And I don't know how I'm going to get around that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... I think what I can do is return this to my hand and then play the Wandering Emperor next turn and exile his Serpent, but that means... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... 1, 2, 3, 4... 5, 6, 7. I would need still another land if I was going to do that plan. Am I going to hope that I draw a land? Try to trick him. I don't want him to know that that's what I'm doing. I'm going to try to draw a card so I can get that plan going. But the problem is he still has
I take no joy in the slaughter.
the ability to get another one of those pretty easily. Okay, so I did draw the land, so I'm going to, I think, be able to take care of one of the serpents. But he's going to be able to play another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, he could play another one from his hand, and then I'd have to find a way to deal with that, which is annoying. That'll keep Sorin alive.
Your blood will be mine.
It's really frustrating that I have the ability to get rid of one of his serpents, but not the other one. That is frustrating.
I'm home.
What I really need again is a top deck
This
farewell.
Is what you get for
I
hurting
think
my
I'll,
people.
you know, do the card draw thing and see if I can find something. Well, I don't need that, but I might as well draw it, because then that makes it, you know, a 5% chance to draw farewell. I guess what else is there that I could draw that could get rid of his thing? Is there anything else? I don't think so. Unfortunate. Boo. Is he going to go after me or my planeswalkers? Okay, so that buys me a little bit of time. These can create chump blockers, at least. But he is really coming in hot. So... if I had drawn an untapped land, I could have played all three of those. But we're basically dead here. Have you noticed that every turn it makes one of these? This card is very powerful. And he also has Hall of the Storm Giants that he could animate. So he might even have lethal this turn. So because he's coming in for 12, yeah, we're dead. Boo! I feel like I shouldn't go down 2 on the rank. I feel like I should go... Ooh, a Mastery Orb. Oh my goodness, wow. Alright, let's go to Historic and see how we fare with the Phoenix deck best of 3. Let's try that. Maybe our luck will change. That first matchup that we had against that green, black, blue deck was really good. That looked awesome. And then the second matchup, we really got fucked with mulliganing. And then the third game was a little bit closer. It was more of a fair game. But them drawing that reanimate spell after I duressed them, if the order of that would have been reversed, they could have eventually played the Serpent, but they would have just been able to play one Serpent, and I could have dealt with one Serpent, as you saw. So, well, this is a great opening hand with no lands in it. 0 lands, okay. Alright, this is better. And we will bottom the Phoenix because we don't want that. Alright, and we'll get out a DRC. But we don't have any instants and sorcery spells in our hand, which is not great. Okay, there's one, but yeah, we'll have to play blue. And they're playing some kind of multicolor thing. This could be the combo. There's like a combo deck that creates that uses Mizzix's Mastery. And, I don't know, it's some kind of a Faithless Looting. Do I want that? Probably. Alright, so we're going to put 1 in hand. This is a really hard decision, actually. Alright, I think I know what I'm doing. I'll put that in hand, that in library, and that out. We'll shock ourselves. We'll play the DRC. Right now we've got land sorcery, so we need an instant and a creature in there, and then these could all be 3/3s. Okay, they are playing that. Alright, that's fine. Okay. So, we need to get a creature and an instant into the library, into the... There's our creature. And then we can put that in too. We can draw a land. Okay, so we're going to discard. What do we need? We need a land, a creature, and an instant. We need to put an instant in there. Does it matter if this comes in tapped? I don't think so. Play Stormwing Entity. Do I want to discard this one or this one? That one would come in untapped, but I guess since we're discarding Consider anyway, that can come in tapped. Can scry 2. We'll have Iteration, looks good. Alright, so let's see what they can do here. Yep, board wipe. Alright, that's fine. They needed that. It's nice that we've got Bugbear out. That could be helpful. Alright, so we're going to iterate. Put that in hand. Put that in library. Exile that. Okay. Next turn we can animate that. Okay. This guy's big too. We could get him out there. But I have a feeling that they'll probably have a way to get rid of it. I wonder if I overcommitted to the board. I wonder if I shouldn't have played the Stormwing Entity. Because I had those... I don't think I technically needed to do that. Interesting. Okay. It's a good blocker. Blah, bad draw. Well, I guess not, though, because it has haste, so they're going to have to deal with it. I have 5. I wish I had 6, because then I could return that to their hand and play this. I think we make them deal with this. And now they're dead next turn unless they deal with that. Which they might. They might be able to deal with it, but sometimes you gotta go for the play with the highest upside. Okay. Oh, they gain their life. That's cool. Okay, that's cool. However, I do still have lethal right now. But they very well have something. I would assume they have something here. Okay. Yep. They had something, as I thought. But it was worth trying, I think. They're probably going to pull ahead here. I think that we overcommitted to the board.
This is all just an illusion.
Oh, wow. So they've got like a combo win condition here. So they're going to win next turn unless I can kill them. So what I need is to draw a... There's a couple of draws that I have that could get this. Like if I draw an instant, I could try to find something. If I draw my Sprite Dragon, then I could come in with haste. I could Unholy Heat their thing and come in with lethal. So I do have some draws. Okay, so I've got Arclight Phoenix, that wins me the game. I've got Sprite Dragon, that wins me the game. And then I also have these spells that if I draw, I could look for Sprite Dragon or Phoenix to win me the game, I think. Well, maybe not Phoenix. I think I could just look for Sprite Dragon. So the chances are fairly low, but they're not zero. So I'm going to see... Oh, what? Oh, he got... Okay, so never mind. He actually did just get to win. Okay. Alright, so we're going to put in Mystical Dispute. We don't need Brazen Borrower. We're going to put in Negate. We'll Pithing Needle on that Jace Wielder of Mysteries. He did have a creature, but we don't... That's not going to help us. Also don't think that's going to help us. Okay. I'm doing what I used to do in 8th grade. Such a weird kid. No social skills. And now look at me. I made it. I've got it all! Well, actually, so far I've been playing for 48 minutes, and I have yet to actually win. So I guess I don't have it all. Well, this guy's taking a sweet time sideboarding. Man, we had such a good start in that game. I think I just got excited, and I was like, oh, sweet, boom, 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 let's go. And then he was just like, wipe the board. And I was like, no! No! This girl is thick. Didn't quite get Delirium turned on, but we just need one more card to turn it on. And it needs to be a land. We need a land in the graveyard. Okay. Still didn't get a land, but we do have a lot of, we do have some little spells here. This is tough. We have 2 Phoenixes in the graveyard, so if we can just get a 3rd spell, then we can bring those Phoenixes back. Not getting a land there was not good. Although I did need to play my third land, so that wasn't a mistake. Opt would be good. I feel like we gotta do that. Yeah, that was a miss there, unfortunately. I was hoping to get a land, and I looked at 5 cards because I surveilled 2. Oof, that's bad against us. Ouch. Exile all graveyards too? Jesus, that's bad. Fuck. We gotta try to get those phoenixes back. 1, 2, come on. 3. Alright, we did it. And we gotta land in the graveyard. Okay, so unless they can deal with that, I win. Barely got it, just in time. But I have a feeling, with my luck, I'm gonna get board wiped, and then we're just gonna lose this game. But we did our best shot there. Like that's what you need to do with this deck. Like, this deck is fun. Like, I'm playing it the way you're supposed to play it. So, make them have it. Do they have it? If they have it, they have it. They win. If they don't, I win. I mean, they could have one removal spell, I guess. It looks like they probably don't have a board wipe, so they could maybe get rid of one of them. And then, if I draw a land, I'd be able to perfect pet and then expressive iteration, and that would be enough to kill them, because it would be 2, because it would come in as a 2/2, because I'd cast it and then I'd cast a spell. So if I draw a land, even if they remove one of my creatures, if I draw a land, I can win here. Well, I guess it would have to be an untapped land. It looks like I already have a couple of my tapped lands that might enter tapped out, so I guess the chances are pretty high. Alright. I don't think this does anything without having Jace as well. Like, I'm not sure why they're doing this. Exile the top card of your library. You may put that card into your hand unless it has the same name as another card exiled this way. Repeat this process until you put a card into your hand, or you exile 2 cards with the same name, whichever comes first. So obviously they have some kind of a plan, but I'm not sure what that plan is yet. I've never actually seen this card be played before. So last game, they played this and they had Jace out. And so that was, okay, they wanted that. Okay, so that was basically for them a removal spell. So unfortunately, we did not draw a land, which is a bummer, because now I have 6 damage, not 7, or now I have 7 damage, not 8. So because of that, I think I'm going to iterate first. Let's see. I guess I'll put Unholy Heat. No, I don't really want any of these. And I'll put that back in the library and exile that. So, so they're going down to 6, and then they're going to have to deal with it. So I definitely want to keep this back. I don't want to commit more to the board, so I'm going to iterate again. And I didn't get a... Okay, well, it doesn't really matter. This is just basically to put a card in my hand. And I think it's going to be opt. Okay. There was just nothing else I could have done with the mana. So that was... Iterate was really wasted there, but I had an extra one. And I just used Iterate to draw a card. Is what I used that for. Okay. Alright. We did it. Alright, so we're going to game 3. I'm happy with my sideboarding choice. Mystical Dispute, negate to counter some of their stuff. So, yep, we're just going to have to try and repeat what we just did. You don't want 2 of these in your opening hand. I don't know. I don't like this. These are also not good, but hopefully the opt can draw us into something. He could have his own mystical dispute here. Yep, he does. That's a bummer. Okay, Faithless Looting is a good draw, so now if we can get a creature in the graveyard, then we'll turn DRC on. Don't need more land. Okay, there's a creature. Sweet. And then we can also discard an Unholy Heat. We don't need that. Okay, so we're not doing perfect here, but we're still in the game. I could have probably... Oh, see, I just don't have any targets for Unholy Heat. That's the problem. I can't really use this as a spell because I can only target my own thing. I don't want to kill my own thing. Excuse me. Okay, I think I'll save that for next turn, and hopefully I can get my Phoenixes back. If he exiles my graveyard, that won't be good. But I could get my Phoenixes back, maybe. It's pretty unlikely. I wish I had a target for this. This card's not been good. I wish I could have sideboarded it out, but I didn't really see in my sideboard any other options. Okay. I'll discard a card. I don't want to discard an additional card. Okay. Interesting. Finale of Promise. Okay. So that would allow me to cast 2 things for free. So that's actually pretty good. I think that brings my Phoenixes back. We can do a opt. Where's my... Oh, shit. Okay, well... Still, that's 2 spells, so 1, 2. If we get a land, then we need a land. Oh, we got lucky. All right. Wow. Do we want a DRC? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think we need something a little more potent than a DRC. I think we need something like a Consider or an Opt or another Looting. Yeah, I don't think we need a DRC. I think we're going to have the pressure on the board. Okay, so that is a 2-turn clock. I'll probably wait to play this, because if they wipe the board, then I could play this. Okay, they kill one of them. There's Stormwing Entity. We'll attack first. Ouch! Alright, so now they've kind of forced our hand that we kind of have to try and get a lot of power and toughness out on the board. Too bad we don't have quite enough mana for that negate. That would be really great. I highly doubt we're going to keep that Crackling Drake on the battlefield. If we did, that'd be great. because then we'd have negate up next turn. Oh, we did. Okay. All right. Well, let's see what happens. Shark Typhoon. Okay, that's fine, actually. We'll go ahead and Unholy Heat on that. Okay, alright, so... do I want to put the Stormwing Entity on? I think so. Because if they do have a board wipe, then I can negate it. So I think in this case, that allows me to scry as well. I don't need Pithing Needle. I don't think. They could, yeah, I don't think I need Pithing Needle because yeah, Expressive Iteration's fine though. Yeah. Pithing Needle would be good, but if they're going to play their Jace, I can counter it with negate. Because Jace is a non-creature spell. Because that could be their win condition. They could play Jace, and then they could plus him, and then do that trick that they did last time to win. But the problem with that is that I have a negate, which I sideboarded in. And that's good, because I only had one of those in my sideboard, and I drew it, so that is good. However, this deck really goes through its cards. You can see I've got 14 cards in the graveyard already, so that's one of the cool things about this deck, is that it is one of those decks where you can just find the answers that you need. It can be very, very versatile. It's not very linear. It's not just like, okay, you have to draw this exact card. It's more like, all right, you adapt to the situation. You see what you need based on what the game state is, and then you can dig into your library, and it just has so much card selection with the Opt and the Consider and the Faithless Looting and the Expressive Iteration, and the Dragon's Rage Channelers that allow you to surveil and put cards in your graveyard. You saw Finale of Promise as a one-of be very good. Mystical Dispute has been great to sideboard in this game. And then, yeah, these are just like big hitters. The Crackling Drake and the Stormwing Entity are like game-ending things. And that's what the Ox does as well. It's a big guy, a 4/2, that then also allows me to draw more cards. Okay, so they do a tapped land and they discover the formula. Yeah, they were dead. I could have just countered that anyway. But wow, that was very satisfying. That was very satisfying. You saw how we just got completely stomped game 1. And then game 2, we clawed our way in, and even though they exiled our graveyard, we still were able to get the Phoenixes out of it first, barely. And then in game 3, we were in pretty good control throughout game 3. It felt like game 3 was on our terms, even though we were on the draw, so that was great. All right, so I think that's a good place to call it for today. And probably later today I'll play some more Standard because it's a black-white deck, so I'm getting that white quest or whatever. So anyway, dude, yep.